Hello, this is the quick guide where I just go through and path this character without going into details of explaining things. Okay, so I have this dragon in a loop. So this is a quadruped. Load the quadruped. I'm just gonna load the primary, which is the chest, the hip, and then for the front, basically everything else you want to go with the path. Click it, load it in. So when in doubt, just load it in here. There's only two boxes, so for the front, load there. For the back, load there. And the root, if you want the root to go with it too, load it there. It doesn't matter the front or back, as long as it's sticky is on. I explained what this is in the other video. So okay, after that, select your entire dragon. Basically create a selection set. I already created this, but this is how you do it. Create sets, quick select sets, call it our dragon all, call it whatever you want really, as long as you can recognize it. Here's a selection set, load it in. You only need to load it if you plan on time warping it or you want to shift your anim. I highly recommend that you do load this in. After that, basically keep the mode at repath locomotion, and then if you want to trace the front and the back, check that. If not, I think single path is good for this. So it basically traces this. Now the path is a pivot, so in this case I want the pivot on the ground, so I'm gonna flatten it and I'm gonna rebuild it to whatever number. Let's say I can start over if you don't like that. Flatten it. Let's say I want to do a 35, or you can just use a scroll bar to find the number you like. The CV will be your controller. So I'm just gonna lower it to the feet, or wherever you like, but that's where you'll pivot from, the feet, and just go trace. There you go. You can make the arrow bigger there and check the node. You see this pops. I purposefully crossed the path. You can see that this path crosses over here, right? That's when things will pop, because as it traces, it doesn't know whether it's the top half of the curve or the bottom curve. So that's why they pop. So select this, simply delete the pops, delete that, and then you're done. Just click complete. There you go. That's your path. And just to prove that deleting the pop works is I'm gonna unwrap this. Just gonna select a few of these, unwrap, and you can see that the dragon is moving just fine across the whole path. And so as you know, so these will select this entire set of FK chain. This is select all the out vector. If you want, rotate. So in order to animate on top of the path, I created these square and a raindrop. Raindrop is for rotation, square is for translation. So if you select them both, you can just animate them. You can key them, and if I want to rotate the head this way. Just for demo, you can see that he rotates and then he maintains in that rotation, and same with feet. If you want to go higher, set a key here. Let's say here I wanted to that's fine. Let's say I don't want it to reach the ground. I can simply lift it higher. So now that that feet is always higher, and you can do that. You can grab any part of his body and you can adjust it. So if you're happy with your animation and you know it, you bake it out. So you would select any controller on the path, then this will light up and you can bake it out. In a case that you don't like it, so I'm just gonna show you, if you were to rotate it like that and you just really don't like it, you want to just delete everything and start over, you just click delete, select a controller, delete, and this would your dragon would pop back to your original path. So at any point you want to abandon the setup and you want to start over, if you don't have a way, if you're in this page, you can just go and select the entire setup, which would be neatly in a folder, and simply delete that. And then you can just go back and start over again. So that's how you would start over. Here's a quick guide to how to path a biped. So you will want the thing that best describe the translation of a character. So make sure you select biped. So you should have just one column of boxes, and then you select your in this case a hip, because that describes your whole. You can really trace anything, but in this case hip. And then I'm gonna put everything else in the IK world everything else that you want to be traced into subcontroller. If the head is in world space, you can put the head in too, but in this, or if the pole vector is in world space, feel free to put it in. In my case, it's not. If you want the root in there, go for it, but my root isn't following in this case. So that's it. Then you would do the selection set, which is select all controllers on the character. I already made a selection set. Just let me quickly create it again. Set, quick select set, Eli all 2. Then you would load the selection set. This is for time warp and shift animation. And then you can go to template and save current template as whatever you want. Eli fly flip, whatever you want. The next time you can just select any controller on him and load from template, Eli flip. Then you should load everything you need. Now simply basically go through all the colored buttons. Blue, so now I just trace his hip. So in this case we wanted to pivot because he's swinging from the hand. I wanted to swing from there, so I'm going to reduce my CV so it's easier to control. Go ahead and I'm just going to select this CVs and try to trace his hand to lift it up to where his hands are. Trace, just kind of trace it however you like. I'm just gonna kind of lower it so that makes sense. Then let go. Now is tracing his hip, and then now I want him to land on the ground. So I go down to his feet. So usually you don't want the curve at the end to kind of be jumbled up like this. So I kind of stretch it out because I'm gonna have to trace every part of his body. So sometimes I give it a longer length so it can trace nicely. Just give it a nice curve. And again, the path is your pivot, so sometimes if you want to be center of the character, just make it nice like that. And I want it at the bottom of his hand and bottom of his feet. So there, roughly that's looking good. It's swinging from hand to hip to hand. And now remember to run a rebuild because that can normalize the curve so it evens out. Okay, cool. Now just simply click trace. Now it's traced. Generally, if the path doesn't cross, you don't need to worry about this. This is just a trace. Click complete. And that's it. You're done. So you can turn, if it's too many controllers, you feel free to turn different controllers off so it doesn't get as confusing. And as you know how you can use the controller here to adjust and animate. You can use my pink raindrop and square for translation rotation. You can quickly, if you want his leg to swing out like that, you can make minor adjustments like that. So now his leg will reach that pose, and then you can return it however you like. Again, rotation is the raindrop, and make sure the translation circle, and that's so now you have a leg change, and everything should work properly. And yep, you should be able to do that. And if you're happy, click a controller, click bake and clean up. That'll bake out whatever you've done. If you don't like any of this, click delete. I did delete in the last tutorial for Quadruped, so in this case I'm gonna do so he's gonna flip that weird. This time I'm gonna bake and clean up. So there you go. All baked. Cool.